I remember when I was 12 years. This is an interesting story that I just want to share, and I'm sharing this because our guest today here, that's why we're just gonna be vibing, yeah. So this is just a food for thought, yeah. I living in a city in Kumasi, very community where I had a Baba friend, yeah, and I was doing errands and other stuff for him, so he really liked me, and then he was like, you know what, come, let me give you a haircut. And then this guy gave me this haircut. Back then we call it Punk Joe or whatever.
So this one be different.
Yeah, this one be a little bit different. But back then it was very high.
Tabitakun.
Exactly. Yeah. So
anti-day.
So after giving me the haircut, I look in the mirror, me knowing the kind of parents that I have, very strict parents, I was like, this haircut will bring issues. But I didn't mind. I go home. My mom just looked at me. She didn't say anything. She waited for me at night. So sleeping at night, then he just, very late, I didn't even notice nothing. So I wake up in the morning, me didn't miss my who said, zigzag, if you were from.
Yeah, super mugu. Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck? So, and then my mom was like, you go to school with this haircut. And back then, I was that shy person, very, quiet, and very shy. And back then, Kumasi people, they will give you nickname right now. They are very good at it.
Tease.
So I was just thinking that morning I didn't eat, I didn't do nothing because one was the worst day in my life as a kid. You understand? Because I knew how they were going to, because I have to go to school that day, come back in the evening. Before this guy, I'll go back to the guy and then he will, reshape it for me. So those who know me, growing up, I've always had a low cut hair. So it's just recently that I started getting long hair cut. So having said that, on our show today, this is Chat Couch, and we have our guest. He needs no introduction. His name is Darlington. And Darlington is here to share with us. We're just vibing. This is Adamsi one-on-one with Darlington. So, Darlington, what's up?
Charlie,
You're looking fly.
Yo.
You're looking fly, man.
My nigga, I'm always a fly boy. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's not about you.
On the show today, it's kind of like special.
No, there's nothing special about me.
Oh,
I'm
for
always
me, it's special.
No.
Because you know yourself. You know yourself, so...
My nigga, listen. You know, be here, go come talk, say you look fly. Since you know me for Facebook, anytime I come, me if I wear white t-shirts, I dey look fly. I was born fly.
That's on the screen.
Massa is not for the screen. I have the swag.
That's on the screen. But seeing you personally, you look more flyer than, seeing,
So that is what I'm saying. I have the swag since I was in my mom's womb. It's a curse.
It's a curse.
Yeah, I was born with it.
A curse in disguise.
You did.
Yeah. So let's vibe. Also, what,
Charlie,
tell us about the side that people don't really know about you.
Darlington there, a lot of people know me on social media platforms. Say that Kwana or Yashatawale, Stoneball, all those celebrity controversy guy, propaganda guy, you know what I mean? And anytime they see me, they see the guy, are looking fly on the camera. I want to say we have this technology, this kind of, what I mean, the camera quality and stuff. So even when you a monkey sit on it, he looks like an antelope. So they think, this guy is always fly. And we always show them the good side. And so they think, life is always good. You know what I mean? We all have our skeletons, our demons that we be fighting. But social media is called social media. It's there to socialize.
Yes.
So we come there, or I come there trying to entertain people in the best way that I can, especially those people living abroad, and especially in this 21st century world when life is so kind of hard, miserable people all over the world, you know what I mean? So yes. I just do my best just to entertain them. But I have a lot of kids that look up to me, like, they send me message, I want to be like you, you know what I mean? You are my role model. Yeah. You need to follow your own lane, man. There's always gonna be only one Darlington, and there will be no more. I have shit that I've been going through. You know what I mean? A lot of people think I'm Dadabi. Yeah, in some ways, I'm Dadabi. You know, back in the days when you live in Ghana, your parents have a little bit change, and then people see your parents to be rich, but you know you don't see it.
Yes.
You drink Gary like everybody.
Yes, yes.
But because your parents have cars or whatever, no, and then people think, oh, this guy there, you know, he's from rich family, and they.
Yes.
Back in the days, you know, when you have Nido. You have Milo, you have Gary with peanut.
Yeah.
They classify to be a rich kid.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand?
And eating rice every time in the house.
Yes. But then that's the thing, like you have those kind of stuff in your house, You don't appreciate it. Because you want rice and egg.
Yes.
But there has a kids out there, he doesn't even have the Gary to even chew it, to even act with, sugar and whatever.
Yes.
So my friends that I grew up with, they used to come to my house, I'll give them this. I didn't know you can mix Milo, Nido, and Gary together with water and peanut. That's gonna give you a good taste.
Yes.
But because I don't want it, I want rice.
Rice.
So those people come to my house, they eat that and they see me like, oh, Charlie, this guy there is Dadabio. But me, I see that to be a poor people's food. And back in the days, when you think your parents have money, you kind of cause your trouble. Like I say, so let's take you to abroad.
Yes.
So when I was little, you know what I mean? Yeah. My dad, he was a former soccer player. May he so rest in peace. My big brother used to be a goalie before he became a striker. He played Okwao United. He played Diamond Stars. He played these few teams, So
you come from soccer, let's say football.
Yeah. We have that talent. So I came to the America under a scholarship, you know what I mean, to go to school to play soccer. So long story short, back in it, so I was trying to, at the age of 11 years, I have my ears pierced. And, I'm trying to be a bad boy that my parents gonna be like, oh, you so bad, so you want to disgrace the family. Let's send you to abroad. So I be causing problem. And one day my dad calls me, say, listen, if you think you're gonna disgrace the family, then I'll say, oh, because you are disgracing the family, I'm gonna send you to abroad, and they'll be
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, the only time you see the aeroplane, that is when it's in the sky. But so forget it. So honor, I'm gonna say boom. You know how mothers are, right?
Yeah.
So one day I'll try and be like, you know what? I'm gonna run and leave home. So that they'll be like, oh, where's my kid? Me free home 1 week. Nobody looked for you. I come me and I'm gonna won't buy it. And when it happens like that, you can't even go straight inside the house.
Yeah. I remember.
So only say how African houses compound house. So when I go and stand that junction, then I go this junction, and then my stepmother say, "Oh, baby, no now come and do our rubber so gangster. I have no choice. So I have to go inside and enjoy the tours I feel like that. Yeah. And mind you, my father took me to my father, he paid for preparatory school called New Page International. It was in Ayalolo, Accra. And that time my brother used to be a goalie. We used to play, and I wanted to play. The government school, they always play school teams. I wanted to play that. So I told my dad I don't like the preparatory school and whatever, blah, blah, bullshit story. It's too far. We're sick and tired of it. So my dad moved me from New Page to Grey Memorial. So when I was in Grey Memorial, I joined the school soccer team, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, let me tell you how I finished that Grey Memorial school. I was in GSS1, and GSS1, they have GSS1A, GSS1B, and GSS1C.
Yeah.
The C
and then day and night.
No, it's not day and night. No, that's only day. Yeah. So that if you are in GSS1 senior TV, you people are in the C. A are the best and B are the distant.
In
the middle. So I used to be at the A, right? And back in the African, when you're from preparatory school to the government school, they see you like
the BB.
Yeah, top shot on my idea.
Yeah.
So I was in the A, but then the soccer became so much something that I'm into, But I wasn't like into. I just want to play the soccer for fun. But America, Qatar life, was more into me. So with that being said, so when it's school time, I mean, swing out there, but when soccer time, I'm kind of involved because, BB a bought for fun. So with that being said, one day Form 2 A people and Form 1 see people were playing soccer, like a match, and they put the money on it. And I'm in Form 1B. So I'm not in C, so I have no right to play for them. So boom. Whilst the game was going, I went on the field watching. So those Form 2A people, one of the guys said, "Oh, do you want to play for us with short players?" And I was like, boom. The Form 1C people didn't have a problem with it because they were laid in one goal. So I went in the game. I scored. They didn't have a problem. I scored a winning goal. And we have this guy called Boskeri. He was so giant. From Form 1 to Form 3, all the seniors are scared of him. He used to carry force. So you do abebo. Wabo. So as soon as I scored the winning goal, no say no, it's not gonna accept it because I'm not in Form 2A. Why am I playing for them? And the Form 2A people say you didn't have a problem when we were putting him, but now he scored. You have a problem, and they bet money on it. So it became, and then I told the guy, say, if you're there, so he approached me, and then giddy, pop, he slapped me. So hey, and Adabraka is my area. You know what I mean? I have goons. So I went to the neighborhood. I went and called Nasiru, Sanctuary, you name it.
Yeah.
I brought them to the school. Yo, I told you, gangs, they followed me to the school. The reason why I have those gangs, I've jumped some story though. Let me tell you, when I was like, let me take you to this way how it came. I have those gangs. When I was staying with my dad, I was staying with my dad in Adabraka, and he got married and moved to Newtown. So I moved to Newtown with him, right? So at the age of 15 years, when I was being bad and stuff, my dad said, listen, I'm a man and I live in my own property. My dad has a property. I don't live in it. So you are a man, get out of my house and go make your own property. What's at the age of 15? So that's how I end up in Adabraka and end up in that government school. So when I end up in Adabraka, that was my grandmom's house. So I have my own single room. That time, there's this kind of chair, carpenters in here.
Yeah.
On panel carpenters, that was black and white was there. They put something in front of it, now a TV.
Yeah.
So that at the age now you colored. So at that age, I mean, was single room, no. Those big guys, they don't have place to sleep. I'm just store in him. So in Sotona, they ran into my room. Because it's my grandmother's house. So I take the rent from those people. No, my grandmother lives in Tudun. To me, I made the rent to command when it's due. And when the grown-ups, normal young girls they have nowhere to go. So they bring them to my room. So I'm like a small boy in the mix of these people. These big boys. That is how no one say, Mikasa, you see, my brain is bigger than my age and I'm too smart because I learned from, I wasn't working with my age groups. So that's how I get those goons. So long story short, when that thing happened in the school about the soccer, so those are the people, I called. So, called school, that guy who slapped me, he knows what happened, what Johnny. And those goons are made up on boka we ni nyama so they can't see nothing. Yeah, call school no. Teachers so students to obey the beatings. They were beating everybody. So they were beating everybody. So headmistress no did. So she came out to look and said, there was one girl called Dati. The headmistress came out and assumed when I'm saying, oh that is the headmistress. So I ran away. Since then, I couldn't come back to the school. And at that time, I didn't even know, say, there's a way crap where they can write a letter to your father. That time, I said, we don't know. So one good year, I take school fees and textbooks from my father, but I don't go to school. So they wrote a letter to, because the people were expecting me to come to school and they would tell me to go and bring my father. But I didn't show up. So they wrote a letter to my dad. And then my dad received a letter saying, 1 year I've not been to school. Joe, I was sleeping. I was marching in the middle of the night. This man pulled up. That time, 504 Peugeot was the car. Only rich people buy that. This man pulled up. I was sleeping. Me power beatings. Hey, so you been take textbooks, money and everything. I won't go to school. Bam. Charlie, Enya grow. This man beat the shit out of me. And he said, okay, government school no go. So now I'm going to go back to preparatory school. That is why I end up in New Page International in Kokomlemle. So what am I saying? So I went to that school. That's why the boys in my area, they see me to be that I be. So and at that time, say every preparatory school almost shares Kokonteni way. But my school, every Friday we have a ceremonial dress. We wear check be. So we come different. So you say check now. We feel like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Say. So we're kind of different. That was the year now. Cisco, in the year 2G, Cisco released the Dragon.
Dragon, yeah. That song.
So that time, no, when my father coming to like when he comes to drop me in school now, on papa saw I cut when I show his picture, I hear Afro. It's not to do it. Maybe niggas go, yeah, me say, yeah. Sometimes someone assembly, what you call any, yeah, niggas. To the extent teachers cut as such a when you come drop it down. That time, say Afro hair. Yeah, what this kind of new be a friend is Jeba. It's black. Yeah, the show trini, mount trini, yeah, black. It is Ghana new.
Oh, okay.
A mount Afro new.
Okay.
So my dad used to put that in there. Yeah, was idea ni be. So one day, no, before I move home, my papa was school, no, teacher be see me ko yi mitrini. I should go mitrini I food dodo, and I'm say I won't take it off. So he said if I won't take it, I should bring my father. Oh, home, me papa no, naka say you see, like father like Sayipo can continue. Boom. When I finished JSS and I involved myself into Sakawa.
Yeah.
When I say Sakawa, people think say Sakawa no, Ubako get a draw BCK draw. No. Sakawa started with shopping.
Yeah.
So at my say it started with shopping. Online shopping. That time you go, you buy this Brilliant Home. There was a site called Brilliant Home. Macy's was there. JC Penney was there. Foot Locker was there. So that time we started with DVD.
Okay.
You shop DVD. Back then, DVD machine edition movie. You know?
Yeah.
We started with DVD and about
the
home
decoder
theater.
or the CD. It's the DVD decoder, right?
DVD, yeah, the DVD. They had the Dixie shame on.
Yeah.
The DVD, you know.
Okay.
They have sometimes to be like a 3-in-1 in Yama DVD. They want Panasonic. They have Sonic. They have Samsung.
Yeah.
Yes.
Panasonic was the popular one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we started with shopping
JVC.
with that. JVC.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we started with that one, online shopping. So at my say, so then there was Oven. That's when Oven became. Ghanaians don't know Oven. They have some people call them Brilliant Home. How they thought Oven from.
Okay.
We started shopping Oven and from DVD becomes to home theater.
Home theater, yeah.
So at my say, so we started shopping home theater. So one day, and but before we start doing that shopping, you need to get a client so that you shop the thing because you are not in America. So the person will receive it, then you send it to you. Then you go to Avo.
Okay.
But how did you stand it? You said before they used to have something called pen net.
Yeah.
You write the client and you write you sending $1 and I sending $1 like a pen pal.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So through that kind of game, I got some white lady. So I was at the cafe, looking for pen pals on Yahoo Messenger, all those kind of things. And then this Nigerian guy saw me talking to this white lady, and he was like, "Yo, da." It's like, man, I don't know shit about this thing. Boom. So this man talked to the white lady and everything, blah 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 blah. And all of a sudden, I didn't know what he did with that lady. I said, "Oh, you bonus sending his car, sent him a lot of money." And my cat, that time, the man, I was Ghana rubber bag. He gave me money. I was Ghana rubber bag.
The black one.
Black one,
Yeah.
fully me. I told me so like I was. I've never seen it.
That was
before.
when we were using the old currency, right?
Old currency.
Yeah.
Joe, I'm telling you, see, my is Canada. The thing told me so. So I didn't know what to do, and I ran to Nima. To my uncle's place with that money. When my uncle saw me with that money, he thought I went to rob Booby. But mind you, he didn't tell my dad about the money.
Yeah.
And he used the money. So you use that money to go and buy trotro.
Oh, okay. So the money was enough to.
Bro, I tell you, that was a huge amount of. I didn't know how much the Nigerian guy took for the white lady. So he gave that money to my uncle, and I gave the money to my uncle. Used the money for trotro. By mistake now. My father found out and said, when he beat me, I have a little bit cut on my face. And during that time, I go to my dad for housekeeping money. I'll a chop money. So my dad saw me and he said, dang. And what's the mark for this? Yeah. So there, So I was like, so this man didn't tell. I said, somebody dashed me money because that is what I told my uncle. It was give as a gift.
Yeah.
Somebody gifted me this money, and this man, my dad was like, what? So he approached my uncle, like that's where he found out my uncle used that money for trotto. So it became a little bit fight.
Yeah.
So I was living in Nima, though I have to leave Nima. Boom. Story short. So then I started mingling with these people that became a gang area. So I started chatting client. I started getting money. You know?
Yeah.
I started living life, moving fast pace. Yeah, we are JSS. I throw BC.
So you started seeing money at early age?
When I was young. That is why I'm telling you. You see this video that I'm posting, right? Anybody from Adabraka, if you know anybody from Adabraka, you mention my name. My nickname was Sean Paul.
Back then,
they don't know Darlington. When somebody call me Darlington, either the person is my classmate or it's from my family.
Okay.
Because I didn't like the name Darlington. I like the Adams. Because I feel like Darlington is kind of female name. It's so soft. Because I see myself to be a gangster back then. Yeah. So if maybe you fight with my friends, I'm going to call Darlington. Because of Babe, no. But you know, say you call Adam.
Yeah.
You know? So I didn't like the name Darlington.